I watched a podcast recently and somebody was asking Kim Kardashian, how much do you spend, let's say a year on glam? It was probably at least $1 million. I mean, damn, $1 million a year on glam? Insane. I have no skin in the game when it comes to politics because I don't get involved in politics. I'm not on the left and I'm not on the right, and I pretty much call it like I see it. I have no skin in the game when it comes to Turning Point USA because I frankly don't give a crap one way or another what happens to that organization. I'm not involved in it. I just, again, state my opinions on it. And I just think that they are so super shady. And they've got all these donors that just want some answers to some basic questions. And it seems like the only people that they care to appease are the people that donate millions, not their smaller donors, and definitely not the general public. And so with all the PR things that they've had going on lately, nothing's been kind of working for them, right? They're in a pretty bad position right now. And so they decided to answer some of the questions that the public has. They sent out the CEO of Turning Point USA, Erika Kirk, to go on kind of like a press tour. And I truly feel like they think they hit it out of the park with this one, right? They really think they did a great job. The problem that I think they're having is they're all very, very rich. I mean, they don't live like you and I live. They have an entire different lifestyle. They have a glam squad. They don't drive themselves anywhere. They don't go shopping for themselves. There's a lot of things that are different about their life, and they have literally nothing in common with us regular people. And so when they're issuing these statements and when they're coming out on stage and talking, everything seems super artificial and just off because they can't relate to us. And that's what I see when I see Erika Kirk out here doing interviews. She is very rich. She lives a very pampered lifestyle, and she doesn't struggle with financial anything like we do. She doesn't know what it's like to literally not know what you're going to do to make it to Friday when you get paid. You know what I mean? She's probably never felt that way. And she just doesn't live in a world where that's a possibility. She just doesn't relate to the general public. And on top of that, I feel like Erika Kirk thinks she's an actress. I think she feels like she's really good at acting. I think it's something that she's passionate about. She comes out and she can show the world what she's thinking or feeling with these grand gestures and big emotions. And she thinks that it helps relate to people. And so I think everything she does kind of has just that tinge of her acting in it. And so it comes across so fake. And so I have an example of Erika just being so extra. Okay. Just so extra. Let's take a look.
One of the most alarming things about Charlie's murder was the way that some people in this country reacted to it. Yeah. And not just online. This was an idea that you encountered a lot. And the idea was this. They kind of justified it. They basically said that because Charlie said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even hateful, that he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified his death?
You're sick. He's a human being.
And I agree with her 100%. I think that's to be happy that someone got shot and killed like Charlie Kirk did just because he had opinions that they may not have agreed with. That is very sick. However, again, she's sprinkling in those little bits of drama, the gestures with her eyes, and you're going to see a little bit more right here.
You think he deserved that? Tell that to my 3-year-old daughter.
Right there with the... and here's where it gets interesting because she's about to cry. And right there, you see it. Her eyes go right up to the lights. And as you guys know, if you're on the verge of sneezing, it makes you sneeze. And it also brings tears to your eyes to look at the light directly like that. And that's exactly what she's doing. Now, if you watch the next few times she looks around, she's looking for the light. Lights.
Excuse me. You want to watch in high res
lights
the video
lights.
of my husband being murdered?
Lights again.
And laugh? And say he deserves it?
And now remember, guys, normally she's doing this, right? Normally she's up here with that tissue, dabbing her face 1,000 times to where it looks so ridiculous. And I think what happened was they were like, listen, Erika, the tissue doesn't work. You got to quit doing that. You've got to just stop. Let the tears flow down your face. Let people see that you are crying. Let them flow. And the thing about it is when you are naturally crying and you're full of emotion in a moment like this, you're going to wipe your tears because they're annoying, okay? They're tracking down your face. They're messing up your makeup if you're a female. Everything starts running and you just kind of, you wipe them. You're not like, I need to show people that I'm actually crying. That doesn't cross your mind. But I feel like with Erika, she wants to sprinkle that extra bit of drama into it. Now, I'm not saying she doesn't feel this way. She may very well feel this way and she probably does. I mean, I do. And I don't even know the guy. It's a shame. It's sad. But that extra bit of drama she brings just ruins it for people.
Something very sick in your soul, and I pray
continuously up at the lights, letting all these tears fall down her face.
that God saves you. I pray, because that is what is so wrong. The internet in this world has dehumanized us.
It's just, she's so extra. I think that's why she comes across fake. And now I want to take a look at another clip just real quick because I found it pretty funny. And this is the same interview. And she's asked about podcasters and, YouTubers and like basically Candace Owens. And this is what she has to say about that. Okay. You guys are going to love this.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she's making a huge amount of...
Now, did you notice that little gesture that she did? It's almost like she feels like she's a queen fighting for her throne, except for she's all alone in the world that she's in because honestly, nobody else thinks you're a queen, if you want to be honest. Also, it does seem like she really has it out for Candace. She's really pissed at Candace, and you can tell it's written all over her face. Like right here in this very picture, she looks so angry. And, again, it's like, girl, keep your crown because literally you're in your own little world wearing it. Keep all that. Nobody wants that.
She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she's making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. I just have to say, first of all, Candace Owens is not dependent upon talking about this to make any money. She already had millions of followers when she decided to do this story. She's only just continuing to use her platform to get her message out there. And if she happens to make a bunch of money from talking about this, I hope she does. Especially when I think the numbers for Turning Point USA is like they've made over $100 million and all the things that they did using Charlie's name after he died. And so it's just ridiculous when they try to come for her because she's making money off of talking about it. Sadly, that's pretty much all they can say because there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Everything that she's actually doing is what we've seen Charlie Kirk talk about, asking questions about a public political assassination. He talked about the JFK assassination and talked about how you would need to ask questions and you shouldn't just completely trust the government. It's Charlie who said those things. And so Candace is just kind of going by his blueprint that he laid out. And so they just don't have really anything that they can use to stop her because she's not doing anything wrong. They're trying to portray Erika Kirk as this poor little like injured dove and a lioness at the same time, right? Because she's so tender. You can't talk about this stuff and you can't question her and you can't go after her and be mean to her or say mean things to her because she just lost her husband and poor Erika. But on the other hand, she's out here doing press tours with that horrible mean look on her face, completely going extra on every single question. And ultimately, she says nothing. It's all the same stuff we've been hearing. They just don't know how to get in touch with everyday people like you and I. And Erika Kirk is just a perfect example. She doesn't realize that coming out with, $3,000 extensions in your hair. I don't know how much glam costs, but I know Kim Kardashian said she spends $1 million on glam in a year. So imagine all the money she paid for her glam, her outfit alone, probably in the thousands of dollars. Her shoes, the same thing. She probably has on $40,000 worth of jewelry. I mean, she's walking around just wearing somebody's yearly salary. And so, no, you don't know how to get in touch with the normal people. And you can't come out and do interviews and speak publicly on CBS about things and expect that no one is going to critique you, because they definitely are. So that whole, you can pick on me, but don't pick on TPUSA, like, no, that's not going to happen. Hello, have you met the internet? Like, nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares if you think TPUSA is your family and we should stop talking about them. Like, no, they're terrible people. I don't even know how you call yourself Christians. It's horrible. And believe me, I'm not political and I'm not in any way religious, and I can see it clear as day. So I can't even imagine what actual Christians or actual people that are in politics think about this, because it's absolutely bonkers. And I can't wait to see what Candace's response to all this is going to be tonight on her show. I'm looking forward to watching it. And yeah, go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. She really does go over this stuff. Like, she does a great job. And I can't wait to watch Candace burn this whole thing down, because they really have not prepared poor Erika for what's about to happen to her, unfortunately. I think they sent her out there thinking that if she said stop, Candace was going to just retreat. And it's like I said, we're at the end of the book now. There's no retreating. You've had your chance to ask for that and you didn't. And now you sent Erika into the lion's den, basically. I'm here for it. And we're going to watch until the very end. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll see you guys on the next one.